So what are you suggesting? Are you saying that we should do it all again? Are you saying that, everything was for nothing? Are you suggesting that everything we've built until now should just go down the drain? I don't really understand where you're coming from. There's seriously something wrong with the way you think. Listen, the way I see it is this. We're having kind of a crisis, right? Like a mental breakdown or something. Something needs to change. And if we don't change it now, nothing will ever change. So we might as well go for it and say fuck you to the whole world. And just do something that's really insane. Really insane. If you think about it, what is insanity? Right? Only people who think they are sane call other people insane. Because they have the feeling that if they call you insane, that they are sane. So they have the feeling they make sense. Which is something that science does, right? Science claims to make sense. Well, how does it make sense for science to say or to claim, hey, the Big Bang Theory is how it all started, and then they themselves say, oh well, it was just a theory after all. That doesn't make sense. It makes sense. Because it was a theory from the beginning. And it was them that said, if you want to be sane, you believe like we do, right, in the Big Bang Theory. Which makes no sense. It's like saying, I believe in the big red blanket, right? That makes no sense. But to the person who says, I want to believe in the big red blanket, it makes absolute sense because they came to the conclusion that it makes sense to believe in big red blankets. Wait. How does this all connect? How does this connect, what you just said, to anything at all? We're really talking about some drastical change here. Literally some kind of drastical change. So how do you come from me asking you if you're serious about this to talking about big red blankets? That's not even remotely connected. That's so far away from each other. It's I don't know, United States of America and maybe, whatever we think Germany is, right? In the end, it's just some, line somebody drew once and said, I claim this to be my land, right? And then, they take this, once saying, we claim this because we killed everybody else here, right? And now we can just force anyone who's born in the general area of what we believe to be Germany, right? And we can just force them to pay tax. We don't ask them, we just say, you have to. That's generally how it works, right? It's system of oppression, right? You have to do this, and if you don't, we're gonna send you to prison. It's okay, chill down, right? I get it, you're greedy, right? You want everything earned. I'm kind of missing the point here, drastic change. You gotta be really serious about this. Alright, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the time, right? We're going to take the time and we're going to really think about what it is that we want. right? We're gonna really think about what is it that we want, and are we going in a good direction, right? Are we going in a good direction health-wise, right? Like, is it really the way to go to just exploit everybody? I mean, or should we take the time to really think about our options, to really look at the planet and say, okay, maybe electronic cars aren't really the solution. Maybe the solution is to be less lazy, start walking more, exercise adequately. Instead of going to the gym and driving there by the car, we could just go to the forest again, because the forest doesn't need electricity, and neither do my legs, right? I can just exercise. I can stop eating so much sugar, because sugar is actually something that makes me lazy, right? Because I leave it up to the sugar to make me feel good, instead of working for it. Maybe, I don't know, figuring out what yoga truly is, right? Maybe yoga has nothing to do with wearing tight pants. I mean, who knows, right? So, right, I mean, we could be asking questions such as, why do I smoke? Why do people in general want to smoke? See, instead of just continuing to smoke all the time because you once thought it would be cool, you could now question yourself and say, why do I smoke? And can I replace smoking with something else? Can I replace driving a car with something else, right? Can I replace my belief that the car is an extension of myself and makes me look good, right? Can I replace such beliefs and say, wait, what does a car stand for? A car stands for being lazy. A car stands for polluting the air that, me and my fellow humans breathe. Right? I mean, can I actually think about stuff like this, or is it too complicated? Like, is it too much to ask, to question what's been going on until now? What we've been doing, what I've been doing, right? Is it too much? Alright, I think I'm getting the hang of your way of thinking. It's like drastic change. It's like, getting to the bottom of it and figuring out what caused us to get where we are. Like, what's the basis of the decisions that we're making? Are we making these kind of decisions because we're actually sane? Or are we so insane that we feel like we need to pretend that we know what's going on? While every smart person that ever lived came to the conclusion that they don't know what's going on. I know that I don't know, right? I know that I know nothing. If you get to that place where you can admit to yourself that you have no fucking clue what is going on, if you get to that place where you can openly admit this, then you're kind of safe, right? Then you're kind of safe. If only you would have the courage to admit that you have no fucking clue what is going on. Because I think that's the basis of the problem. People standing in front of everybody and saying, we've got the situation handled, we know what's going on, here's the solution, it's electric cars, or maybe it's, I don't know, like injecting something into your body, and if you don't want it, we're gonna force you, right? So it's like, well, where's the alternative? Like, am I a human? Do I have feelings? What's going on? You see? So I think, right, if you think about it in that way, good that we had this conversation. And good that nobody else was here that claimed to know what's going on, good that we both have kind of an open mind, right? Where we can talk about stuff and open up to the way the other person thinks, right? So I really wanted to know what you have to say, and you try to explain it to me in the only way you know how. So I could say thank you very much, and see you next time.